My name is Paul Winterscheidt. I'm the Chief of Police for the Superior Police Department, and I went through the DEI in the workplace class at UWS. Been a police officer. April will be 20 years. My time at the University of Wisconsin Superior's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion in the Workplace class was very valuable to me because it gave me a perspective that it taught me some things I didn't know. I think we all grow up with the perspectives and experiences that we have, and it's good to recognize that not everybody has the same experience. Not everybody has the same background, but there's certainly value in that, being able to bring different experiences together, different ideas together. This year, we rolled out the Coordinated Outreach and Response Team. We call it our Core Plus team. It's a different way of maybe responding to some sorts of calls. It may bring a more effective response than our traditional law enforcement response. The Coordinated Outreach and Response Team consists of a community response specialist, a deflection resource officer who's a sworn police officer, and a certified peer support specialist. So the certified peer support specialist is somebody with lived experience. So this is a team that operates in the police department, and they'll go to 911 calls that might involve homelessness, substance abuse, or other chronic issues that kind of require a longer term approach to being solved. This team is, the composition of the team is really a reflection of what I learned in the DEI class. The recognition that we need to intentionally and more effectively reach out to particularly marginalized communities or communities that face challenges that we might not have had resources in place to address before. The need for that team became apparent through the DEI class. So the core team, Core Plus team, consists of that core group of individuals, and they provide 6 pathways of deflection. And the idea of deflection is that we try to intercept people before they commit a crime. So before they become involved in the justice system. The team, we have a little plus on there. That was part of the recognition that we need to do a better job of connecting with marginalized communities. So we have, on our police department, we have a LGBTQ plus liaison group. And we recognize that if we were going to build engagement to make our Core Plus team effective, we would need to intentionally look for opportunities to engage with communities, maybe other than the communities that we engage with most. We wanted to bring in support teams to help improve that engagement. The LGBTQ plus liaison group was one. We just sent 2 officers out to Pennsylvania to a veteran response team training to improve their skills and create basically this veteran response team that they have out there that's recognized nationally. It'll bring a new level of effectiveness and will also allow us to engage with the veteran community. Recognizing that we are one big community, but there are a lot of differences in our community that need to be respected, need to be recognized, and need to be intentionally engaged to build trust, I think is one of the things I really came out of the DEI class with. The DEI work, obviously, we can't just have one person go to it and be done with it and say, okay, we're done, we're good. That's not obviously going to be good enough, nor is it going to be effective. So a priority for me, particularly as police chief, is to make sure that this work continues in our agency. I was the first member of our agency to go through it. An email was put out by our previous chief, Chief Alexander. He asked if anybody was interested. I replied, I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. I'd love to go to it. And I shared my experience with the other officers here. The positives, what I gained from it, what I learned about myself from it. And I had a couple officers express interest in going and continuing that work. So Sergeant Brown and Officer Peterson asked to go to the class. Initially, our plan was we could probably support funding for 1 officer to go per year, but they were both so passionate about wanting to go, we found the funding and we're just going to make it work and send them. And going forward, it's going to be a priority of mine as I work to build the police department, the structure of the police department, the command staff, the leadership staff of the agency. It's going to be a big part of their continuing education process going forward. So we'll continue to support the program. We'll continue to send officers and our supervisors through the DEI in the Workplace program.